Hello and welcome to day 14 of the Owls TBR Readathon. I'm feeling better since I filmed the exit of my last video. That is the magic of painkillers. I'm going to go and help my mum make dinner, then we're going to be working on assignments. Maybe we'll do some reading. Yeah, reading vlog, reading, sounds good to me. Hey guys, so it's almost midnight and I've just spent like a couple of hours sorting out the family holiday with my mum. It's all done. We've got some exciting travelling vlogs coming your way in the summer, but other than sorting that out, today I did a lot of sleeping because cramps and not feeling the best because of them, even though the medication worked in the morning, and I made some very good progress on my crime fiction essay. If you've watched part 1 or part 2, you'll know that I've been working on this 5,000 word crime fiction essay for class. I finished my plan in my previous vlog, I've started writing since, and today we passed the halfway mark. We're at 2,800 words. And I also guess now is as good a time as any to update you on my reading of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I've got a light there that's just blinding us. Okay, yeah, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I've read 80 pages now, which is still not that much because there's about 450 pages, but if you remember in my previous vlog I said this was going really slow and I wasn't really liking the writing style and I just thought, oh, this is quite boring. But now it's getting a bit hauntingly atmospheric and we're finally at Mandalay and I'm finding it a bit more interesting, so I want to read right now even though it's about midnight and I know I should sleep. So it's time for a midday check-in. So this morning before I started taking those photos and filming some videos for YouTube, I read up to 30% in The Silent Songbird by Melanie Dickerson, and guys, the book is not interesting whatsoever and I really don't like it, but we are powering through because I've got to write a review on that one very, very soon. However, that 30% is done, the photos are done. I'm not going to take any more photos while I'm here in the Netherlands. I'm leaving soon anyway. And next up I've got to work on my assignments. So we've been doing crime fiction essay, but I'm kind of like getting a bit enamoured in that. So I'm going to change it up and work on one of my other 6 assignments. I've got so much choice. But yes, we're going to be doing a poetry review, which should come naturally because I write reviews all the time for my blog. And for this poetry review you need to include 3 poetry books. I've got my 3. So recently I read There Are More Beautiful Things Than Beyonce and I really, really enjoyed this one. It's got some black themes in it, black culture, feminism, that kind of jazz, so that's going to be reviewed. I've also got The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur, which I read sometime last year and did not like. Insta poetry is not my thing. It's too short, doesn't go into enough depth for me. It can't be beautiful just because there's not enough to make it beautiful. It can be witty, clever, but it just ends before it starts and I can't deal with that. So Insta poetry is not really for me as a whole, I think. It works more in the format of Instagram where you're just scrolling through and you want to read one line rather than in a collection where you're just turning pages really quickly and thinking like, well, what did I spend money on? Luckily I got this one second hand for about £2, so I don't feel like I lost out. And I'll also be reviewing Mythology of Touch by Mary Stone Dockery. This is by a small press published author. I don't think she's poet. I don't think she's publishing poetry anymore, which is a shame because she's my 3rd favourite poet out there. Her writing is absolutely beautiful and she deals with themes that always interest me. I always love reading about grief a lot. As depressing as that sounds. So she writes about grief, however this is not the one that focuses that much on grief. This one focuses a lot on love and breakups, which is also a bit of a depressing topic, and yeah, I'm rereading it at the moment. I'll probably finish it in not this month April but in May because I am going through and annotating every single poem, which I only do for poetry collections that I really, really love, and that just says a lot. But I don't need to read the whole thing for me to write my poetry review because I know this collection inside and out. So we're going to write 1,000 words about rhythm in these poems in this review, and I would like to start and finish that right now, make sure it's tip-top condition and handed it online. So then I've got one of my 6 assignments done. Let's do it! And there we have it. My poetry review is complete and ready to be handed in. So after I finished my assignment, I read a chapter of Rebecca and then I fell asleep because I needed a nap, as I've been going to bed quite late, as you already know. But now I'm going to get this hair done. I haven't chosen the colours yet, but I'm thinking blue and grey and purple all in one. We shall see how that comes out. Yeah, really. And then we shall, I don't know, come back and maybe do work if it's not too late.
I think I advise you do grey and purple or grey and blue, but not all three.
We shall see. Hello and welcome to day 16 of the Readathon. My hair is done. It is blue and white. It looks like Colgate hair and I really like it. It's up in a high ponytail kind of style. Yes, looking good. Okay, so yesterday I stayed up all night again. I just stay up all night because it's the only time I get to read. And I finished reading The Silent Songbird by Melanie Dickinson. I really didn't like it. It was terrible. It was terrible, but it is behind me now. I can write my blog review for that. However, the next blog post is not going to be that review because I've got some other things I need to review first, but that is coming up soon, that review, so you'll get the full tea on why I didn't like that book. Just subscribe to my newsletter on my blog, link down below, and you can just be updated whenever I have reviews, or follow me on Goodreads because I put my blog reviews on there in full as well. So this morning I read one page of Dracul. I didn't actually know if I was going to keep this one on my TBR because it is huge, and as you know, I haven't had much time to read lately, but I've been so excited to read this one that I'm going to try my very best to read it. As well as that, I'm also reading Rebecca still. I think I'm at page 150 or 450, and that's going slow and steady. It's not like a breeze through readathon book. So I'm reading some two really big books, but they're ones I'm excited for, and Rebecca I'm really enjoying after having a rocky start. So today's my last full day in the Netherlands. My friend's coming over in the afternoon. We'll be chilling out together. And this morning I'm just going to be working on my crime fiction essay because that needs doing. I want to edit my own haul video and get that posted, and I want to post a review on my blog. So let's see how I can balance doing all those things. Oh, and I need to bake today because I said I was going to bake this thing when I came to the Netherlands, and I still haven't, so all the ingredients have just been waiting for me to use them. The title wrong. Yes, I'm unhauling 126 books and I've made a cup of tea, and while my video is processing from the editor and then uploading to YouTube and then processing on YouTube and then waiting for it to process so I can add captions, I will be writing my essay. Tea, essay writing, let's go. So my friend has come over and left, and what we're going to do now is bake those sweet potato donuts. It's quite late, it's 10 PM, but I'll tell you about my day after we've done the baking. I don't think this worked.
Is that sugar?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the wrong one?
You're surprised when they have a call on.
It's not bad actually. Look at that word count. So what does that word count mean? It means that I've finished my crime fiction essay. I can hand it in online, but it also means that it's time to go to sleep because it's quite late, almost midnight. Hey guys, so as you just saw, I finished packing. I'm flying home today, and yeah, right now as I'm done all the packing and tidying up, I am going to iron for about an hour and a half, and I'm going to watch booktube while I do so because I am just perpetually behind on my booktube watch later list. So the plan for today is to iron, and then I'm going to put up that new video and blog post I wanted to put up yesterday because I did not do that while I was finishing my assignment, and then I am just going to go on my plane and get the coach back to my sister's place in London, and I'm spending the night there, and all through the plane ride, all through the waiting at the airport time, and all through the flight and the coach, guess what I'll be doing? Reading. I'll be reading Dracul, and we'll see how that goes. Hey guys, so it's day 18 and I am, well, that's the washing. Okay, I'm in London, I'm at my sister's place. They've already gone to work, but I don't have Netflix, and they've left me to watch on their Netflix the Beychella performance of Beyonce, and I've just been like, cannot handle it because she slays so hard, and the celebration of black culture and all of these black dancers and singers and a marching band and orchestra, like, please, like, thank you, like, I can't even, you don't, like, it's Beyonce, it's a performance, but it's so much more, and I can't articulate what that means to me. Like, it makes me almost as passionate as books. I'm like jamming along, it just makes me so happy. As well as that, on the plane I did read, and on the journey I did read, and I read to 30% of Dracul, which is really just, I really like it. It's perfectly got that atmosphere that Dracula has, and it's got that down to pat, and I'm looking forward to seeing where the story goes because it's quite a big book, so 30% is still kind of like getting into the story. I can't wait to get back to my uni house at the end of today because then I'll be back with my books that I'm reading for this readathon, so I won't have to read on my Kindle all the time. I'll be able to read my actual physical books, which I'm very much looking forward to. So you'll see me travelling on the bus because I have to leave in like 2 hours. I'm going to finish watching Beychella, which is what I'm still watching. I just paused it. And yeah, I'll be reading, and that's kind of all that's going on today. Hey guys, so I am back home now, and I've come back to, oh, I can't hold it all, a lot of book mail, so I'll probably film a book haul very soon, and I know some more are coming. Can't wait to see what it is, but I'll show you the things that don't get included in book hauls, like bookmarks, for example. Hey guys, so I know I was supposed to update you on like things I received in the post, but I got distracted by my read, so I'll just tell you about what I've been reading and also about where some of my reads have gone. So I have read up to 85% of Dracul now. I've got an hour left according to my Kindle, but I'm going to switch to the paperback for that last hour, and I'm hoping to finish it tonight because it is actually really good and I'm really enjoying it. If you love Dracula, you're just gonna love this, hands down, but I'll talk about it more when I finish it. On the coach I also read up to 30%, about 100 pages of Crazy Rich Asians, and I'm just reading that randomly on my phone Kindle, and I don't think I'm going to finish it by the time the readathon ends. I'm not really enjoying it, so I'm just going to read it like when I'm on the underground, which means I'm usually in London for that, which is not happening anytime soon. So I've just started it and I don't think I'm going to finish it this month, or maybe not even next month. We'll see how it goes. And I also wanted to mention about where 2 of my reads have gone, because in this vlog I mentioned reading Scythe with Madison Green, but she has a lot of university stuff keeping her busy right now, and I have to admit that with my assignments it's not ideal for me to be doing a buddy read right now, so we've delayed it until May. We're going to stop reading it and we're going to continue reading it in May. And you're like, where's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows? Like, Olivia, come on, this is finally a Harry Potter you were enjoying. Yes, but it's an audiobook, and me and audiobooks only happen when I'm like travelling, as in walking or cycling travelling, and towards the end of my stay in the Netherlands I wasn't cycling, I haven't been going to uni classes, so I haven't been walking, so basically I haven't been listening to an audiobook. Maybe I'll listen to it a bit tomorrow because I'm going to be doing things like unpacking. Yeah, the mess is still on the floor over there. Okay, you can't see, whatever, but yeah. I don't think we're going to be listening to that much, so I doubt I'll finish that this month either. Maybe next month, maybe not even next month because I don't have much uni to go to. But yes, can't wait to read this one tonight. I'm a bit hungry, so I've made ramen noodles because, you know, I don't actually have any food here. I need to go food shopping tomorrow, and tomorrow starts my month of eating no processed sugar. When I say no processed sugar, I mean as little as possible. And lastly, vegetarian for a month. I'm just trying it out for a month. I've done a month for the past 2 years, so let's see how that goes. Okay guys, good morning. It's the 19th and that walk we just did was the walk to Tesco's Dracul. So I fell asleep at like midnight yesterday and I didn't read the end of it because I was exhausted. But then I woke up, I really don't sleep well, so I woke up at like 3:30 in the middle of the night, and then I was like, it's nighttime and it's suspenseful. How good would it be to read the end of Dracul? So instead of reading the physical copy like I intended to do, I read it on my Kindle Fire because that lights up so I could be in pitch black while reading this haunting novel, and it was so atmospheric and it was so fantastic. I love this book, and it just reminded me of how much I love Dracula and vampires, and I need to read more vampire books in my life. And I just want to read some non-fiction about Bram Stoker and Dracula and the story because, yo, this really got me. So here we have it, the bagel with the blackberry jam. It's very chunky, which I didn't expect, but I'm liking it. Usually I have Philadelphia with my bagels, but my Philadelphia has processed sugar in it, so I'm putting that to the side. and going with the blackberry jam. And then I always have, like, even on my normal days when I'm not doing this diety type of thing, I usually have a bowl of very thick oats with banana, cinnamon, and also acacia honey is like streaked on top of there. Acacia honey is the one that's natural with no added sugar. I've got my food and we are going to start reading Black Leopard Red Wolf by Marlon James, which is my other big book for this readathon. I thought Dracul was bigger than this, but this is actually bigger, so it's going to be more of a challenge, taking the dust jacket off because that's how I do. And yeah, we're going to just dive in and see how that goes. What am I eating? I'm not one who snacks while reading, but if I am going to snack while reading, it's going to be dried mango. Okay, so one thing arrived with these keys. I look for my Bookstagram just because I just, you know, treat yourself. These are my favourite ones. This one looks like it belongs in like a princess book. This one looks like it could come out of Percy Jackson. This one just looks like piratey cool. And this one looks kind of fantasy-ish. But there are so many of them and they were so cheap. One of the things that I hauled in but didn't show you is this lovely art piece done by Londonelle from Bookstagram, and she took the time to choose books that I'd rated 5 stars or things that I love, like the Bible, yoga and Shakespeare, and I just, so kind and so creative and so nice. Thank you. I've just read to a third of the way of Black Leopard Red Wolf, and all I can say is, what on earth am I reading? I read 200 pages of this 600-page beast, and it's just so confusing, it's so abstract, it's so weird, it's interesting in some places, but then it's incredibly disgusting and vulgar in others, and I just don't know how I feel about it, but I'm still reading, but it's so dense, and it kind of gives me a bit of a headache to read it, but okay. I'm behind the laptop again and we're going to work on my Shakespeare essay now to go with the poetry that I wrote in week 1. I just wanted to show you my laptop case, which is forest leaves, and it says Adam Parish because I'm reading Cycle Trash. I was studying, but I just got some mail. I started to open it because it's hard to open things one-handed. Here we go. And what it is, it's a new water bottle, which is nice and pink, like my old one. So what happened was, I was in the Netherlands, and like I always do, I was doing like cool flips with my bottle and to like impress my little sister, and then I dropped it, and I dropped it on the like heel of the bottle and it cracked, which is not good for a water bottle because that means it leaks. So I got a new one. This one's bigger than my old one. My old one was 500 milliliters, but now this one is a liter. Just huge, it's just huge. And there we have it, a 1,700 word plan for a 2,500 word essay. I kind of get the feeling that this one's going to go over the word count this time, but we will deal. Hey guys, so it's the morning of the 22nd of April and I haven't really been vlogging because I've just been studying and it's been very intense, but I also have been taking my reading breaks because, as I've said in the previous vlogs, I read and then work and read and work and like that. So what I've been reading is Black Leopard Red Wolf by Marlon James, and I'm now 400 pages of 600 pages in, and it is really boring and I really don't like it, but it's the only book that I have on my shelves that has star in the title, and I'm on a book buying ban, so I'm not going to go and buy another book. We're going to push through. We've only got 200 pages left and then I'll be done with this book. It's quite a shame that I don't like this because this is a signed edition and I went to an author event for this, and it's just a terrible book, but more on that in the next video. So thank you so much for watching this Owl's Readathon. Please, readathon vlog, please let me know in the comment section down below, what did you study in university, or what do you want to study in university, or what are you studying in university? Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to be updated every time I have a new video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.